heartfelt.
We have such sights to show you.
Hey guys, welcome back to The Devil Made Me View It, the horror podcast. I keep saying these sometimes.
I like View. There's only the one. There's
the definitive, yeah.
No one's ever thought about talking about horror movies in a podcast. This is brand new.
No, especially not to like two old white dudes. I'm Jesse Spitzer.
I'm J.R. Lees.
And today we're going to be talking about the Toxic Avenger, which we're going to be talking about the original. We're going to talk about the remake. We'll be very careful with spoilers for the remake.
And careful with saying things that we shouldn't say on public. Okay, now, again, the premise here is I don't know what Jesse thought of it outside of him saying, we watched it separately. Outside of you saying, okay, don't worry, it's in good hands.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, that's a positive thing. But what was your take, dear sir?
My take
of the remake.
Right.
Yep.
My take's a little complex. So first of all, should we maybe talk about our relationship with the original first?
Please.
So I found the original on a channel called G4. It was have you ever heard of G4?
Oh yeah. It's after my time, but people refer to it, and I've seen clips and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, they mostly did like video game stuff, but late at night they would just air horror movies pretty much.
Is it like Olivia Munn came from that?
Yep, Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
And Kevin Pereira, they had a show called Attack of the Show, which was so good.
Yeah. Joe Lynch, the director of like Wrong Turn, he got to start there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, don't let me get on a tangent about G4 because I love that channel.
The whole show by that.
I pretty much just had that on 24/7 in high school. But they played a lot of trauma movies, and I had never in my life seen that, because I think I've mentioned a billion and one times that my like connection with horror growing up with my mom. She loved all like the 80s, super popular Friday the 13th, things like that. This was not something that she would have touched, the trauma movies. But I loved them. I was like blown away. I think the first one I saw may have actually been the Toxic Avenger. It was either this or it was Class of Nukem High. Both of which blew my brain. Like I was just like, what the hell? Like I didn't know you could put this on a movie.
You're allowed to do that?
Yeah. So I always really liked just like the griminess, it's just such a gross, I don't know. It's hard to describe it in a positive way using the words I want to use because they don't sound very positive. But with this remake, I loved it. And I felt like this movie was not nearly as grungy or extreme or mean. I think the original's kind of mean-hearted sometimes, not in like a negative way, but it's just very blunt. It's very just like
blunt.
Here it is.
Yeah.
And like the premise is very cartoonish, but I feel like the violence isn't that cartoonish in the original compared to this one. And this one is so accessible, and that I love it. I love it for that because my wife will love this movie. I know she's gonna love the remake. She hates the original like so much.
My wife, we watched it again, and she's not a fan. And then she's like, "I don't remember that part." And we watch it, goes, "Oh no, I remember that part." She's not a fan. I mean, she loves Lloyd Kaufman. Every time she's doing an interview, she's always like, "Oh, Uncle Lloyd."
Yeah.
But Toxic, she's not. I think she got maybe 10 minutes in a Poltergeist. I've never tried Nukem High on her. I've never tried Trauma's War. I should. I've never been the later dramas. I love Romeo and Juliet. I love Poltergeist, and I love Toxic 4. Or 1, 2.
Yeah, 4.
Citizen Toxic.
4 is the last one.
I love those. Like that's a whole separate studio, and it's like unabashedly, I don't apologize for them. I love those. That's my film school. All the documentaries on those things. But Caitlin's kind of like, okay, I'm going to go over here and just watch the wall, the paint dry, anything except for watching. Because she gets it. You mentioned how the grunge and the grime, the fancy way I try and talk it up is like, no, it's not the strings. You're seeing the brush strokes on a painting. You should see the artist's hand. You see the edge of the makeup on Toxie. You know in the original film now it's a rubber head, but there's so much care on like the Nautilus machine comes down. I know exactly when they cut from the actor to the guy because the top of his head taken off, and I've seen like when I rented it as a kid, the R-rated version, it kind of comes down and then it cuts to the crowd screaming, and then now all you find is unrated version where he sits up and the half a head bobbles for a couple seconds, and it's the funniest thing. I want to see the grunge and the brush strokes. I
do too. That's why I was kind of leading. I think at the end of the day, I prefer the original over this remake. But I am so happy that this remake is so easy to recommend to people because you're not going to ruin anyone's day with the remake.
Yeah,
there are things in the original. You go ahead.
Again, I'm such a rude person. I'm so mean. Anyone watching this is probably seen the first or by now both Toxic Avenger. They know what Trauma is.
Sure.
Trauma is like it's 50 years now. Independent studio, a true independent studio, meaning they don't have a release schedule. They make the movie from money. I'm sure it comes from advertising at some point or money from Kaufman and Hertz. They make up this is just there's no they don't get rated because not because they can't get an R rating, it's because they don't want to pay the MPA to get a rating. So it's just cheaper. They've been doing it their way since the beginning. So to go into that, Toxic Avenger was their first. They're trying to make a movie that could sell to drive-ins because they've already done a couple like softcore, like again, sex comedies back in like the 70s and 80s. I've never seen any of them. I'm sure they're great.
Yeah.
Toxic was their first stab. We're going to do like a superhero movie. We're going to do like a big adventure movie, also be a horror movie. So we can sell it to like the drive-ins, I think. So the plot for Toxic Avenger is Melvin, the nerd, works. It's just really simple. Works at a health gym. There's a lot of jerks that work there that are macho types, and they're kind of like the same way Chainsaw made fun of like hippies and whatnot. They're making fun of the people that hang out at gyms, and of course, so they tease them, kind of like a Carrie trick where they trick them into like kissing a goat. Is it a goat or is it
a sheep?
Sheep. Sorry, I don't want to offend the
How dare you?
I'm in the Midwest. I should know what the difference is. But so Melvin trips and falls, lands in toxic waste because of course the toxic waste truck is sitting outside while the drivers are starting coke.
Right. Well, they had to take a coke break. Yeah.
Well, they have to. They're in Jersey. It's in Trumbull. So he comes out of it. He's transformed into the Toxic Avenger. He gains 100 pounds of muscle and goes forth. And it's kind of like a family opera kind of thing. It's a Hulk. It's all these kind of things. And then he goes around and he's a vigilante. And that's where it goes. He meets a girl. But the thing is, it's such a vignette love letter to just everyone. I just love this movie so much. You found it on G4. I think one Christmas growing up, we're living at my grandma's house, and for some reason we had cable for like 1 year. So for one, I know it was a winter. So we had like WGN and USA, TBS, and USA had a show on. I didn't realize until just recently. I was doing some research on this that I thought must have been USA Up All Night that I saw it on first, or I thought maybe it's like a Stephen King World of Horror, which is those TBS 4 PM on a Sunday. Sure. But it was a show called Nightmare Theater. I think it's Nightmare Theater that Robert Englund hosted. On the beginning of it, it's just a little clip show. It's like behind the scenes stuff. Now it'd be on DVDs, but like they had like clips that the EPK packages that they did, and they have the Toxic Avenger transforming, and he grabs the head, and it's this double exposure. On the beginning of it, and then they showed a bit of trauma movies, and they had Toxie, Class of Nukem High, and I'm like, what is this nutty movie? It's just insane. Because first the guys, and they're the same actors in some of the films, and like you said, I had no idea what this was. So it's in my brain of being like, what is this little nugget of like this insane? Because it's a mass cut of the monster from the spindly monster from Nukem High, all the cactus.
Oh yeah.
And then it goes to Toxic, and then it goes everyone screaming, and everyone looking at the camera and just kind of like overacting and screaming, and then all of a sudden someone's face gets ripped off. Like, what is this thing? And then the next part of the show is about like Chainsaw 3. I love Chainsaw 3, but it's like not what was that I don't want to say punk and sound old. What is this? So finally, I think either USA Up All Night came around, or like the gas station had to rent, and I had like free range to get anything. So I'm watching, and I don't know if it was Toxic Avenger or if it was Class of Nukem High. It might have been Nukem High, because that was the one that's like a little bit, oh, what is this? This is naughty. I got to hide this. But Toxic Avenger, I showed everybody. My little brother, my mom walks through and goes, "What are you watching? Toxic Avenger, it's a superhero thing." Well, not in my, that like defending it, and then the fight scene, it's you say, and I'm not faulting you. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to correct you, but when it's mean spirited, I was watching it again thinking, do I need to apologize for Toxic Avenger? Because there's bits of like, is it homophobic? Is it racist? Is it just misogynistic? I'm watching it, and I'm watching with my wife, who's very attuned to like, let's call it what it is. If it's dated poorly,
Yeah.
But I'm going through, even the people that they're kind of like making fun of. There's a gay couple at the gym.
Yeah.
Which is like just over the top, but they love them at the end. The idea is they're all at the end friends, so you have to show something. To have a homophobic character in a thing doesn't mean it's a homophobic piece.
Exactly. Yeah. There's definitely. I mean, this movie touches on homophobia and racism and all of that, but it is always through the lens of like, oh, these people are evil, and that's why they feel this way.
They're wrong, and there's the good guy who's going to come in and save the day.
Yeah.
It's such a love, absolutely. But now I'm probably going to keep recommending. I can recommend the remake to the general population, but then I'm like, well, I kind of want everyone to see the original one first.
Yeah.
But then I'm not going to show that. I'm not going to bring that into work. Right.
Yeah.
People ask me.
Yeah, that really is my biggest the biggest thing I like this new one over the original is the ability to recommend it to people, and just
even
know
unrated,
that
it's still pretty hard. Yeah.
Cause I can I recommend to somebody, be like, there's nudity, and there's it's surprisingly not that gory of a movie. It kind of cuts away from a lot of the gore. Well,
I mean, gore is expensive because once you smash a head, either you make two heads or you shoot it. I'm sure that like in the there's a great scene where Toxie goes into the gym as a drug dealer who works there, as all gyms should have a drug dealer. He takes him and puts his head into the weight machine, and then he drops the weights on his head and it smashes. And I know the frame after they show, like the whole head falls off the dummy. If they shot it, they show it. Like the next frame is going to be where you really see the seams coming together. I love that scene. This would be the litmus test. If you can watch if you think a person can handle this scene, they can watch the original, the 86, 84 Toxic Avenger, the kid versus the car scene.
Yeah. Which is pretty early on too.
Pretty early. So if you can there's the bad guys in the movie, the jerks that are drinking beer. I love how they drink beer then go work out. That makes sense.
Well, it's the same as murdering children and then going to church the next morning. It's my favorite joke.
It's such a sharp. It is. If someone were to ask me, is it a horror movie or a comedy? It's a comedy.
Yeah.
Who happens to have kids that get smashed?
I was actually thinking like this is probably the biggest stretch so far for us on covering a horror movie. Because this one, I would say it does fit. It fits in horror, but it's a lot of other things first. But.
It's if you want to look at it that way, it's a movie that horror fans laugh at, but it's not a movie that a comedy fan's going to ever go. You're not going to go from Pineapple Express and go, while we're at it, that's a bad example. You're not going to go from watching Parks and Rec and then toss in Toxic Avenger, which I think would be hilarious.
You're right. It's like a comedy superhero film for horror fans.
For horror fans, like the Fangoria crowd gets to watch this and just
I agree. You were saying that if you can make it through that first scene with the kid,
there's a scene in the beginning and they're showing the bad guys in a car, and it's a well, they're going and they're hitting things. They get points for hitting stuff in town. I know in small town growing up, you get 10 points for hitting, a cat and gross kind of things.
Yeah.
But then they're driving along and then they see a kid on a bike. The kid's like, "Oh, bye, I'll see you later. Don't forget your helmet," that kind of stuff. And then they just it's one of those things where if you put this much gore early in the film, you don't need to do it again. So they hit the kid, and then. Which is, it's well done, and it's not in any way convincing. It's like the kid hits the car, the kid grows a foot taller when he rolls over the top of the car because it's not the kid. Yeah,
it's not convincing, but it's also not cartoonish. Like it's very grounded.
You feel the impact, and it's not CG. It's a stunt.
Yeah,
and it's loud, and then so the kid hits the ground. They drive away. They're excited in the mirror, and you think it's done because there's a dead kid in the road. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait for John to watch this one. Dead kid in the road. And then in the mirror, they see the kid crawling trying to get off to the side. Yeah. And they go, well,
doesn't count.
No points if you don't. It doesn't count. Hit it in reverse. back up over him, and it's a zoom into the kid's face, the zoom into the car, right in the tire, and the tire right over the kid's head. And it probably is a grapefruit, and it's just it splats, opens up all over the place, and it's such an intense scene that you never for a second take seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because it's just because then the next line is, oh, well, let's do it again. We can't. Why not? Church in the morning.
Yeah, right. I love that so much.
Yeah, I was looking for in the remake. Are they gonna have a car kid scene? I'm like, idiot. They're not gonna do because this is not gonna.
No, but I do think the kid in the restaurant was supposed to be a reference to it though.
Oh,
the
I think
kid
so.
wearing
Yeah.
the helmet.
The helmet, yeah. There's a good question. Okay, now in the remake, which is again, Trauma made it, so it's Lloyd Kaufman who directed the original. He's still involved, and it's the same world, we'll say, but instead of being like a 98-pound weakling, word from the poster, it's Peter Dinklage, who instead of being a nerd, a geek who's a custodian at a gym, he is kind of a sad sack who works at Kevin Bacon's pharmaceutical company.
Yeah. Body Works,
making like health beauty products. He gets sick from all the fumes. His girlfriend has passed away before the movie started. He's raising her son, his stepson, or I don't think they ever got married. So it's supposed to be. Yeah. He would have been his son. Yep. It's Jacob Tremblay, who, Jacob Tremblay is a get as much as Peter Dinklage is in Bacon. So then when he gets. It's not. There's no bullies per se, but there's like bad guys, and then Dinklage gets put in the toxic waste. Yeah,
he's kind of in this version. It's kind of a happenstance. He wasn't supposed to be involved in any of this stuff. The bad guys that end up transforming him were not after him at any point. Like he just was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Wrong place, wrong time. Yeah. And then from there, it's kind of real similar where it goes off. It's a funny thing because the remake is a really, really good movie, but I wonder if someone who had not seen the original would enjoy it as much as I did. My wife really enjoyed it, and then afterward kind of pointed out, I think I don't remember much of the original, so she kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't a perfect clean slate, but it was pretty fresh eyes. I want to find out someone out there who's never seen the original one, knows nothing about it, if they can go into it. And if they enjoy it, because there's some references in there that I'm like, oh, is that what I'm loving so much? Like the quotable lines I'm not going to say,
Sure.
There's one line where in the original he says something, and this is terrible show to watch. Okay, this is really cool.
A guy says something.
Take my word for it. It says something. There's a line in the original, which is meant to be rude because showing how bad the guy is. And the new one, it starts off and it gets about halfway through, and then Toxic, almost like he's saying, "Hey, shut up.
Yeah,
take your jaw off. We don't say that anymore."
Yeah. I love. We should talk about our favorite little Easter eggs because there's a lot of really good ones in there.
But they're not distracting. It's not like the movie stops and then shows. Hey, it's a Trauma studio movie. The original films are all of Trauma is set in Traumaville. It's a joke.
Yep.
In this one, instead of just saying Trump like being accepted, it's Saint Roma. It's like village, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So, but the sign, the town sign has the first S kind of like marred out, and then Idge is gone. So it reads as Traumaville, but it's all the news is like it's Saint Trauma, Saint Roma. Yeah. That kind of stuff. And then there's bits like. Oh, the kid from the car accident, the hit and run. I mean, he shouldn't have been out there. He was asking for it riding his bike at night. Come on.
Yeah.
And then there's a kid who's cheering on Toxie. Mm-hmm. The entire restaurant scene is kind of an homage to the restaurant scene in the first one.
Because the blind woman as well.
It's a nice little touch. And then, because it is blind girl from the original. Now, in the remake, her being able to see, is that ableism? I'm not sure that works. I don't know how that word correctly. My favorite bit is the restaurant scene in the remake. Yeah,
that's great. I loved the depiction of the three psychopath villains. The guy that just yells, "Are you triggered?"
Parkour, no parkour.
Oh yeah, I love that guy too. The flip guy, and then the my favorite is obviously the chicken mask guy, and that I won't ruin the reveal of that, but
they're the bad guys in this. They hire
It's like a punk band, like a.
It's like Elijah Wood as Tim Burton's Penguin.
Yeah,
is the criminal mastermind. He's a henchman who hires goons.
Security.
And it's security, yeah. And they are this weird punk band that probably opened for Guar.
Yeah, they're very like Limp Bizkit coded.
Yeah. But yeah, and one of them is the chicken head guy. I keep thinking of Buckethead from GNR's backup. I'm not sure about that. And that's one of the greatest jokes in the movie is that it's like, oh, here's for no reason at all. Here's what we have, and enjoy this.
Yeah. Some of my other favorite references to the original, I like the background of the news anchors is like the old logo.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
The city lights and stuff.
All the music nods, because the original, I feel like I don't hear people talk about the soundtrack of the original very often. I love that soundtrack so much. I watched those movies so much growing up that like those songs are just in the back of my head at all times. Namely the Body Works, the gym song, because it's so repetitive, just Body Works, or is a Body Talk.
Again,
body
there's
talk.
more credits. There's more credits. Repeat the song again.
Yeah. And the scene where the kid gets run over in the original, little fun fact about that, the music on the background is this cheery kind of sounding song called Nothing at All. And I love that song. Apparently the people who wrote that song did not know that song was going to be used in that scene. So that's kind of a fun fact. But the credits of the remake had a cover of that song, which was really cool.
I didn't notice that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent the credits going, is there going to be an ending scene? Okay, there is. Okay, good. I can wait.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't, you know what? Not sure if I also waited till the post credits scene. Not sure if it was worth the wait. But
I think it absolutely was. I thought that was absolutely one of my favorite parts of it, where it was like, there's a, just wait for it. I have a theory.
I don't want
to. It's not a spoiler. It doesn't ruin anything. I was really enjoying it. And I'll usually watch some of the credits, and then they kind of go through, and it's like, it's fun to sit there, and the music's good. Mm-hmm. And then, but it has this beautiful, I think, post-credit scene where it's Toxie is making and talking to the camera about how to make grilled cheese sandwiches, you know, GCs. In the background, Jacob Tremblay, his stepson, who's kind of bored. And then early, there's a callback early in the movie where Dinklage is making breakfast and he keeps burning the toast. So somehow, when he became Toxie, he's a better cook. And he walks through the whole way of making it, and it's a one long shot. He's talking to the camera.
It's like, oh, I had mayonnaise to mine. I don't know if
you don't have
anything,
to, but you could. See, and I'm sitting there going, is this sounds? I'm going, there's not in the original. They eat a lot of eggs, and the restaurant has like tacos and ice cream. Is this one after the Sarah and Toxie have their first night? She makes like 5,000 eggs.
Oh, yeah, okay,
he eats them, and it's just one of those things. Like, are those real eggs or plastic?
Yeah.
So there's this post-credit scene, and he's just telling how to make cheese sandwich. I'm going, why does this sound so weird? And Tremblay's in the back, just starts dancing because it's like, I'm like, for no reason. It's just it's a thing. Yeah. And I'm going, does he look taller? Is that shot Reese? Because this film was done in like 2023. As we're recording this, it's 2025. It just had its theatrical run. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, it goes more than a week. I would like this to make some money.
I think it will too. If it catches on, I think this is gonna be. This is one of those movies that, like, if people know about it, they will like it. I think
my theater was damn near empty.
Yeah,
and it was odd because the theater, my wife, myself, her brother, and his husband, we're laughing. It's kind of quiet at first because getting into it, but then by the first 20 minutes, we're idiot laughing.
Yeah,
and the rest of the crowd is the crowd. The rest of the theater's empty, quiet, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna have to walk out there, jackets over our head. But halfway through, basically by the time that the music number with the chicken head, by that time the entire audience was won over, and they're laughing their ass off. And then the fight at the end, they're just everyone's enjoying it. I wish it was packed, but it was they were enjoying it.
Yeah.
But the post credit scene, and I read that Macon Blair, the writer, he wanted to have the anti-Marvel scene. So every Marvel post-credit scene now you have to watch the end of New Avengers, the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
The post credit scene there is a tease for Fantastic Four. The
Right.
post credit scene in Fantastic Four is a tease for Doomsday.
And it's been that way since 2009 with like the end of Iron Man. Iron Man ends with him meeting up with the Hulk. Like,
Yeah, yeah. All the little things. It's like if you have an audience, why not put a thing at the end? It's kind of fun. If there's not one there, like there wasn't one for Endgame because that should be the end. So
Yeah.
but the gag is here. We're gonna have the ending scene is gonna be Toxie making a grilled cheese sandwich,
yeah.
and it's
With that
long enough.
context, that is pretty funny.
But then, and that's really funny. But my theory is, and again, I want to find someone's email so I can like ask this. It's gonna obsess with this kind of stuff. When last year, when Joe Bob on the last drive-in did Toxic Avenger, and Lloyd Kaufman shows up, the theme, like the B plot, they show the movie, and then they talk about the movie. But then in the interstitials where she's talking to the Darcy the Mail Girl, it's about the perfect grilled cheese sandwich. And they go into it at detail, and they're like arguing about it, and they talk about the mayonnaise, and you don't put mayonnaise on it. And then so the whole every commercial, quote unquote, commercial break on Shudder is Joe Bob discussing the grilled cheese sandwich, and then back to Toxic Avenger. Did they see that and go, we need something silly to do? Well, Joe Bob's on talking about grilled cheese. You want to make grilled cheese?
That's great. I mean,
Jacob, you want to dance? And I hope that's what I'm so like. That just makes me happy that he's there.
Yeah, I hope that you're right on that, because I love the idea of them being like, all right, let's get the makeup back on the guy. We got to do everything back and for this one little scene. But I love that idea.
They had to get everyone back. And my thing with this movie, besides everything being great, I cannot wait. I years ago I sold all my trauma movies. One of those, I got to pay rent, so I'm going to sell all the DVDs, probably like $1 each. What I'm ripped out.
Yeah.
But I need to go out and get Toxic Avenger again. And like you can get either like the $90 the big deluxe or the 4-pack. All I love is 1 and 4. I don't need 2 and 3. I love 4. I love the making of 4 more than 4. But they're coming out with a steel book of the remake and the original. And I'm like, I'm waiting for that. That's gonna be on my shelf in a little bit.
Sure. That's great.
I want a commentary. My favorite thing about the remake, besides the fact that it exists, is that when I'm watching it, the people I was watching with, it's not a slight about. It's just so well done. Dinklage is not the guy in the suit. You know, Dinklage is the actor for the first 20 minutes, and he sets it up. He's the voice the whole time. But then they have an actress come on to play the monster, to play Toxie in the suit, and it's seamless. It is one of those things where. And this isn't like new. When Macon Blair did all the press for it, he talks about how Dinklage came on and recorded his stuff and recorded the entire film on video camera and acted it all out in dialogue. The actress, I think I had her name here, but I'll mispronounce it. Then just reenacted his stuff, and then he came back in again and did it again, and it's so well done. When I brought that up at the end, I thought that was part of the promotional stuff. Everyone that I was with would know that, and they all kind of go, bull, that's not right. And then it's one of those things where you say something and then everyone, they love you, they're all their friends, and they all kind of go, oh really?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're just gonna.
I love that feeling. I love that feeling.
But then you sit back like, I told you.
And then you wait. It's like, okay, they're gonna call me out or they're gonna say nothing.
Yeah. I'm wrong about half the time, but this is one of those things where I spent the week before the movie coming out because it's been done for 2 years. Macon Blair has talked about it quite a bit. And then it was neat because when this first was coming out, like on IMDb, all the all the Toxie photos were credited to Peter Dinklage, and then all of a sudden, boom, they started saying, I am gonna look up her name because god darn it, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because she's great. I mean, she plays it off. Absolutely, I am gonna just waste everyone's time right now.
It's all right. We can.
Keep talking. I dig it up.
Yeah, I can vamp.
Yes, please, dear sir.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of. There's so many. Oh, I'll tell you my favorite joke from the remake is when. So in the remake, Peter Dinklage finds out he's sick. This is not. I mean, spoilers in for the first maybe like 20 minutes of the movie. If you want to go in completely blind, probably stop listening here. But Peter Dinklage finds out he's sick. Finds out that he's on too high of a tier of his insurance plan to get covered because it's like, oh, this is only covered under the gold plan and you're under the platinum plan. Which is a great moment where they're trying to explain the tears to him, and Peter Dinklage.
It's so sad. He's
so sad, but it's also so funny. It's
because he plays it out. He's no longer in Toxic Avenger. He is in a Meryl Streep movie.
Yeah.
He's in the stairwell, and
Pouring his heart out.
he's
begging
I'm sitting
for
there,
his life, literally.
please, I don't know what that means, and it's just it does. I'm like, and I remember sitting there going, I'm gonna freaking cry.
Yeah.
A Toxic Avenger movie. That's why you hired Dinklage for 20 minutes of a
He's
movie.
such a
Anyway,
heart and soul. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I love the end of that. At the end of that scene, they're just trying to still explain it to him, and he is breaking down. He's crying, sobbing. He just goes, "I don't know what tears are."
The doctor bit is probably my favorite gag because he is such the doctor's not an evil cold doctor.
No.
He's like, here's this, and okay, here's a scan. Here's a brain scan. Oh, it looks good. That's the control group.
Right.
That's for reference. Here's your brain, and it looks like an ashtray. It's just like an X-ray, just rotten. Okay, and then I only know the punchline of this one because again the interview with him. When the doctor goes, okay, you have stage 2, and then a truck outside backs up, and they're doing construction. It's all the noise. You can't hear what it is.
Yep.
And I'm going, oh, and then he goes, it doesn't matter what he has, and also I don't want to have someone who has a disease. I don't want to make one up.
I thought that too.
So if someone,
I had that exact thought when I was watching, and I was like, oh, like that's a funny bit, but also like it like serves a purpose of just like moving the movie along without slowing it down and making it too real. Yeah.
I hate when a movie cures cancer for a character to go, because I mean, watching goes, that didn't happen. It's like, it's kind of just say what it was, and it doesn't matter because it backs up. But the doctor goes back at the end, and he steals scenes. The actress who plays Toxie the Bod, Luisa Guerrero, and it's just there's a couple times in the close-ups that her eyes are like, that's not Dinklage's eyes, but the rest of it is just, like when she smiles under 70 pounds of makeup.
Yeah, no, I was fully bought in. I didn't know going in that it was a different. I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but but yeah, you really can't tell. It is seamless. Like that's definitely Peter Dinklage's heart and soul comes through in that performance, which is really like something that this movie rides a lot on, which I really like.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, the first 20 minutes, there's no Toxic Avenger. I mean, the opening shot is him screaming in pain, and it's almost like he goes, by the way, to get here, I went through, and they go back, and it's probably 20 minutes. And it's when I say that, it's like if a movie has a 20 minute like a preamble to it. Even like Jaws, it has the first kind of kills, and like the ones that are slower paced. This is not a slow paced movie, but those 20 minutes, you care about Dinklage's character, you care about the kid, everyone. You feel so bad, and then there's it's just you. That's why you hired Peter Dinklage to come in.
Yeah, he is so desperately trying to be like the world's greatest stepdad, and I think he's like nailing it. Like I love their relationship. I like that the kid doesn't accept him as his dad, because I'm assuming the wife passed away semi recently.
She said cancer like recently. Yeah.
So he's still not dealing with that okay, as any child would in that situation. But he's not mean to Peter Dinklage. He's
not snarky kid. He's not he's just like, you're not my dad.
He's just distant. He's distant, and he points out his Peter Dinklage's flaws, because Peter Dinklage, he's kind of framed as a bad guy early on, not a bad guy, but like a flawed person by not stepping up to help this woman who's being harassed by this like billionaire guy,
like a slumlord trying to sell the building kind of a thing.
And he doesn't do anything. He goes and rescues the cat, because they take her cat and throw it out into the street, and he goes and rescues the cat. But
I was sure that cat was going to get flattened as a callback to the original film. I thought, that cat's dead.
The second that cat showed up, I was like, oh, can't show this to my wife. It's not happening. The cat, spoiler alert, survives the whole movie, and I would even say thrives.
He is the star. Yeah. He is the star of the film.
But yeah, and then that scene's kind of set up like, oh, Peter Dinklage isn't. I can't remember. Do you remember the character's name? I'm just gonna keep calling him.
He is Winston.
Winston. Okay. It's kind of like shown like, oh, Winston's kind of this flawed character because he didn't step in to help, and he has this line where he goes, sometimes the right thing to do is nothing, which gets reversed later on. At this point in the movie, I'm kind of like, no, I think I agree with Peter Dinklage. Like, what could have you have done in that scenario? You would just also gotten beat up. But yeah, so the kid is kind of like a little bit disillusioned, I guess, in that moment too, where he's just kind of like, oh, I wish you would have done something. And like eventually the relationship does, I mean, at the heart of this movie, it is a father-son movie.
Oh, 100%.
And it earns the relationship development, because as they start getting into trouble with, the rich and powerful people, they start actively being concerned for each other and start to, I guess Peter Dinklage already was kind of at, like, Peter Dinklage didn't really evolve in his views of his son, but
he learned he had to stand up for him. He couldn't be passive. He learned he has to go out and actually, yeah.
Yeah, because he even said later on in the movies that sometimes you have to do something, like as a callback to that earlier line. And I think that's mostly why this movie just feels so easy to recommend to people, because it is, at the end of the day, it's so feel good. The big spoiler, I'll say. Pretty much nobody dies that you don't want to die. I think that's fair to say.
I think so, yeah.
Because there's even like a moment where you think a character is going to die, or
I thought I was sure they were going to do that to make it,
for sure,
for they're going to fridge the kid kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's always a twist, like, oh, they made it out okay. It's kind of like Killer Clowns in that regard too, where it's like the end of that movie, it feels like it seems like they killed off half the cast, and then all of a sudden they're just, oh no, we're fine.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just all around, it's just feel good movie.
It's I think I love it also. It's like a little handshake. It's a movie that, like, horror fans that love the old stuff are going to get some out of it. And it's clearly made by people that love trauma, because no one's going to put in the helmet kid. No one's going to put in a 7 and 7 joke. No one's going to put in, any of this stuff. It's made, it's because they know the audience. They could have had Tremblay play Melvin, the original Toxic character, and he could have been I remember thinking at one point that he was going to be, that Jacob Tremblay was going to be the Toxic Avenger, and then Dinklage as the dad would just have to be like, again, this is 2 years ago, and I thought, oh, that would make sense. Yeah, because that's the story. Because Tremblay is like a 98-pound kid. And then I saw that, and I think originally Dinklage, if I remember, again, the interviews, they had approached Peter Dinklage to play the bad guy, the Kevin Bacon part.
Oh.
And then they probably thought, on second thought, why don't you play this one? I mean, if we're going to have you in it, I mean, you've done bad guys before. He's done bad very well.
For sure.
But I think it's probably more about, because when you pay for Dinklage, you're paying for time. You're paying for a week here, a week there. You're not paying for the whole month of the shoot. So they probably have him play the bad guy. Kevin Bacon's in it probably a week,
Yeah.
Just all the bits. What's the name of the Bacon's company? Body. It's a song.
Yeah.
It's the BTH.
Body talk, BTH. Yeah. Body Talk Health.
There's so much. It is. You feel like you're in like a clubhouse of fans in the same. The horror is mostly like that, because there aren't clubs of Fast and Furious fans that go to conventions, and it probably is.
Sure, I hear what you're saying though. It's like a more niche.
It's a niche, and it's kind of warm. It's kind of like the fans really. No one's going to go around, and I'm going to go online and complain about Toxic Avenger, and I'm going to get people the clicks. Only people that they're talking about it or love this stuff, and it is just this big warm hug.
Yeah, it's like you're watching a movie
and people's jaws ripped off, and
it's like the director's coming out of the screen and giving you a little kiss on the nose.
Yeah, it's like, I know you like this stuff. Well, I'm here with you. I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's beautiful.
I can't wait to watch it again. It's one of those things where we Spitzy and I we're recording this episode now, like 4 days after we saw it over the weekend as it just opened. And I'm like, this is the kind of one where I wish we'd recorded this like 6 weeks from now when it's on video and on streaming, so I could watch it again. Like right now, I want to watch it again because I want to. Like, I'm sure I'm missing talking points.
I'm sure. Yeah. I was thinking that same thing when I was in the theaters. I was like, one of these days, I'm just gonna need to bring like a notebook. Just take
Have a little
notes.
pin light.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
thing, because I didn't notice any of the music stuff. I know that the score to the original one. I love the sound effect. The original film, it's like a classic orchestra. It's not there's no orchestra recording the original film, but it's like Wagner or something. It's some I don't know music, but it's no, they didn't write it for this. The songs
This
they
is
wrote, but
backing
like
tracks essentially.
yeah, it's like needle drops or whatever it is. But the sound that the Toxic Avenger makes, this weird, and then the score behind it is just one of those sounds. I put it right there with the theme to Godzilla. When
Oh,
I hear
sure.
that, I'm like 12 years old. I'm watching a movie. Weird reaction, you know. But I don't appreciate the movie in the remake because I'm sitting here kind of going, oh, this is great. I'm not noticing half the stuff going on.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Do you think we are going to or need to see like a trauma resurgence? I'd love a sequel to this
Yeah.
this movie.
Well, it was
We need to
teased
see
that we're gonna get one, you know.
well, about making grilled cheese. Yeah,
Well, like it was at the very end. It
I
was
hope
like
so.
versus Dracula versus the unicorn or something crazy like that.
I would love a sequel to this. I don't know if they need to do like a Class of Nukem High big screen, like a big screen, like a relaunch of those titles. I would love to have them make. There's titles like I can't say the name because I'm trying to like Shakespeare's Poop Storm. I've never seen it. I would love him to just go out and make more of what Trauma does. I would love to see.
Yeah.
I know he's trying to make. I mean, as far as the later Trauma ones, I love Romeo and Juliet. I love Terror Firmer.
I haven't seen those ones. I don't think I've seen a lot of the newer ones. Or outside of, I've seen like Poltergeist and all of the Nukem Highs and all of the Toxic Avengers. I saw Frankenhooker. I want a Ryan Gosling starring Frankenhooker reboot. That's what I want. Oh, I'd watch that.
The thing I love about like Toxie 4, Terror Firmer, Romeo and Juliet was James Gunn. He wrote that one.
Oh wow, I need to check that out.
So there's people back in there that are doing this kind of stuff. The favorite thing that Troma did, and I'm not trying to take away from our film school, but Troma would put together like an hour and a half, 2 hour film school documentary. I mean, he has books and videos like make your own damn film, write your own damn script, Lloyd Kaufman. But the second disc on those things would be a full on like fly in the wall documentary going into Toxie 4 was great. It was like I'm like, oh, you have to get permits. I'm a dumb guy. I'm working at a grocery store. Watch this thing. I'm like, oh, look, they're making movies. I want to do that. And he's every time you see like Michael Bay, he's talking about, well, we couldn't get 5 helicopters to do the shot. We only got 4, so I'm mad. And then but then this one is like it's Lloyd Kaufman saying, how do I describe? There's a monster that's basically a human appendage.
Sure.
And it's supposed to be a human, like a mutated part of a male anatomy. It sounds actually worse saying that than saying just a monster head. And they show they're making it, and it's like so. Lloyd Kaufman's there, they're directing, and then the AD, all the crew guys, they're doing something. They're trying to rub it. And it's supposed to puke on someone, and he's like, "Stop." That's crossing the line. And I'm like, there's a line here.
We found it.
We found it. It's I want to say it's Toxie 4, but it could be a Terror Firmer. And then because the idea was the monster's coming out and you're fighting them on like the character's fighting this big looking alligator thing, and it's fighting, and the idea is that he's puking on her face, and it's white puke, and what it is.
Yeah.
And then Lloyd Kaufman, stop, we're not doing this. This is too far. This is crossing a line. And there's a truncated version in the movie of the scene, but it's not that explicit. And it's still, to talk about it, it's a big foam rubber callback to Nukem High monster, right? So that's the line. But then things like when they rented a dead McDonald's for Poltergeist. The Poltergeist, making a Poltergeist is great. I think half the tricks from film school when I was doing like scratchers and stuff was things like, okay, we got to feed the crew, we got to have people for this, and again cheese sandwiches. But the same person, I learned more about what the scripty does, and then like what the AD does, than the actual books I spent real money on.
Sure, sure.
But like Trauma, Trauma being in film school is priceless. Those docs, It's fun to watch too, because it is you get to watch a guy sitting there like, yeah, I've been here for 8 hours. They keep putting off my shot. I'm sleeping on the floor here, and I'm pretty sure that there's like I have a rash from the floor of McDonald's. But hey, it's trauma, you know.
Yeah, it's part of the.
That's I should have sold the movie and just kept those discs. The second disc on there, you know.
Yeah.
The making of.
You got to you got to restart that collection. Bring them back. Get them all back.
I could see a big like wide release, like a midnight showing of all the old stuff. If I know that they're playing cool. Up in not second run, but like you know, the theaters that do like the reissues and stuff.
Sure.
I hope that the version that comes out, whenever that comes out, they have the audio fix on the original. That's always kind of bugged me that every version I've ever had has the audio tracks will be muted for a scene, and then the music it's all wonky.
Oh yeah, music is usually mixed like way too loud.
Yeah, or it's almost not even all. Like, I know the one on Shudder has right now. It's like there's also almost like something that's wobbling, which is I don't have that good of a sound system. Yeah. I want the 4K right now. I want it. Come on, get it from me.
Yeah, that first. I'm not super familiar with the sequels of the original Toxic Avenger because I remember so 2 and 3, if I remember correctly, they were supposed to be like one big movie, right? They ended up breaking it up.
It's been recut into Mr. Melvin. I've never seen that. He goes off to Japan to find his dad.
Yeah, and then I think like the second one the third one's like a video game thing, like he goes into like a digital world or something at some point.
Yeah, and
then the fourth one,
a weird time back then. Yeah,
the fourth one was just, I think, maybe 10 degrees too spicy for me when I was in high school. It was just a little bit too much. I did enjoy it, but I remember like because they would marathon them constantly, those 4 movies one after the other, and I would always catch the first one. Every now and again, I'd start the second. I'd maybe make it into the third, but by the time the fourth one would come around, I was always just like, nah, I'm good. I think I'm good on this. So I probably should watch that one again.
Yeah, I think with more mature eyes, you'd probably hate it. No, with your current eyes, there's a battle in the womb of I remember that Toxie and Melvin,
right? Because that's the fourth one. That's the one where it's a anti-Toxic Avenger, like an evil version of him.
Evil version, yeah. Like it's the twinning. It's all that. Yeah. Oh, it's been a long. Yeah, I remember because they brought back the actor to play Melvin, and I'm like, he's supposed to be reborn. I'm like going, yeah, this is great because they could have had anyone else come on and play. They have the actual guy who's no longer a 98-pound 12-year-old. You know, he's like, he's thanks. I am curious about picking up if I can rent the Mr. Melvin, which is like 2 and 3 put back together into one. Just out of curiosity, I know I rented them once. And it was underwhelmed. Then I loved 4, you know.
Yeah.
But you look up Poultrygeist. It's a musical.
I've seen Poultrygeist.
Okay, Poultrygeist. But then Romeo and Juliet, I really dug. You got Sean Gunn's in there. James Gunn wrote it. You've got there was a bit of polish to that one. Mm-hmm. It might have even been James Gunn might have been directing it, but they just used Lloyd Kaufman's name.
Sure.
Know. Why not? But it's just I did a. He tried to do it in iambic pentameter, and it's hit and miss. But it's also they're trying to make it real classy, and it doesn't pull it off.
Yeah.
But I was watching and go, this is art. I'm like going, no, it's not. They've got it's just so. But it's just. But the thing is, they know what they're making. They're not. It's not like a bad. I'm not trying to insult anybody, but like we call it the mock shock, the mockbusters.
Yeah,
they're not setting out to. No one's trying to make Terra Firma to get rich. They're not ripping off anybody else. They're not. They're not doing it. They're doing it to make a movie because they love this stuff. They're not. I don't want to insult like Sharknado, but I just did.
Yeah,
and I like the first Sharknado. I think the guy that made those things actually his heart's in the right place. But it's like the ones where let's have and I like a bad CGI shark movie. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And Velocipaster, that's a Velocipaster. That's when we talk about this initially. Velocipaster to me is a modern day trauma. You know, minus the nudity, the drugs, the cussing, and the slime. Yeah. But it is that can-do spirit. We're gonna make a movie. We love this. We're doing it because we love it.
Yeah.
It was on the same page.
It's the heart. It's got the heart and soul of it. For sure.
No one's in it. No one's in it like winking at the camera. They all believe in it. They're all going to make it, whether it's combat shock. Whether it's the new film, 100%. Everyone in the background, I love the crowd in the new one because they're all like they're in Bulgaria. They have no idea what any. I don't know if Bulgaria has Toxic Avenger or trauma or anything. But they go, I know Peter Dinklage. We get Game of Thrones. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then just can't wait. I want more of it. I want to hear the commentary. I want to just curl up with it. People talking about this thing.
I know we haven't mentioned her yet. But Taylor Page plays the not love interest, I guess.
No.
I can't remember what's the character's name. Do you remember off the top of your head?
JJ Doherty.
Oh,
the wild card. So JJ, I think they call it in the movie.
Okay. I don't remember that at all. That's crazy. But she was great. And I know her from Kendrick Lamar has an album. And he has a track where it's just him and his spouse arguing over like a hip hop beat, and it turns into a song. It's really good. I actually really love it. But she's the female voice in that, and she kills it in that. Like her voice, you hear her like voice straining and like her getting exhausted by this argument and stuff. It's a really good song. It's called We Cry Together.
We Cry Together. She is like, whereas Dinklage obviously is the heart, and Tremblay is like the soul, the other half of that. She is the voice of reason because she has a lot of bits where her job is, and it's not the greatest job in the world, but she has to like look at the camera and kind of go,
yeah, she's the straight man, like
okay, you're being dumb. Let's pull back a little bit, and then there's you're gonna what, that kind of stuff. Where she, as crazy as it gets, she's the one that goes, okay, we're going a little bit off.
Unfortunately, she does have the bit that I think falls flat. There's a lot of really well constructed jokes in this movie, and I was actually early on going into the movie, I was kind of sitting there a little bit, apprehensive. Like, I hope this is good. I hope I'm gonna like it. I hope it nails the tone. I didn't know what tone they were going for. Early on in the movie, you have a character getting shot to death, and he just keeps. It's that bit they do this in Weapons too, where it's like that bit where he just keeps getting up and like it's like I can't believe you shot me, and they shoot him again with like a higher caliber weapon, and then it eventually escalates to the point where they're shooting him out of a window with a harpoon gun. Well,
and the bit is he's standing, he's in an office next to a wall. They have the guns out. Then he just kind of walks over in front of the window and gets centered right by it. And they shoot him. And he falls down the floor, out the window. Gets back up. You bastages, you sad people. And they shoot him again. And he falls against the wall, then out the window, and then eventually happens. I was so, that boss was so great.
Yeah, and that was the moment where I was like, oh, okay, we're not Naked Gun, but we're like getting close.
yeah. I haven't seen the new one yet. That'd be a good double feature to watch right now. Is this and that together?
Right. I was thinking that with this and Weapons, because the last 5 minutes of Weapons, I was like laughing to the point of tears. Yeah. And there were several moments in this movie where I was like laughing on that same level of like, this is so. I'm just having so much fun watching this movie.
Yeah, I was talking to someone about that. How the first hour and 40 of Weapons is a build up to that last 10 minutes of just peeing yourself. And I was told, stop saying that, because if people go into Weapons thinking it's going to be funny, they're going to have a terrible hour 40. So I've been trying to like hold back on that.
That's true. That's true.
Because Weapons is so good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think with the success of Weapons, that's why I really feel like this movie, if it can gain traction, if people know about it, if you liked Weapons, I'm pretty sure you're going to be liking this. If you like that last 5 minutes of Weapons, at the very least.
I still say Weapons is a better double feature with Bring Her Back.
Oh yeah.
Only because if you're going to be depressed for the first half of it, if you watch Bring Her Back, which I loved, Weapons is second. So you go, okay, this is the same thing. Okay, maybe I should get my will together. Maybe I should have some barbiturates or whatever something. And then the last 10 minutes, life is good. Oh, this is glorious again.
Yeah.
I just oh gosh, there's so much in Toxic Avenger. I just lost it. I was talking about the humor to it. Oh man. Oh, my one thing I wasn't like, I'll forget it again on my age.
Go ahead.
It was the rubber suit, beautifully done. The whole world is very realized, and it's very it has weight to it. The whole thing, there's like a texture to it. It's kind of sticky and gross. The pee joke was great.
Oh my
But
God.
the blood effects, the gore effects,
Mhm.
and I mean, I don't want to be, I don't say it in a sense that it was better back in my day when it was latex and it was, squibs and tomato juice and whatever it was. But the CG was good. It was really good CG. But it just, everything else was so real. And I know why they do it, because it's cheaper to do the video effects than it is to do 15 takes,
Mhm.
clean it all up, and then also you can change it if the ratings is bad. But like I was laughing at it when the jaw comes off, and then there's so much arms getting done, and then the one guy gets the arm ripped off, and they put it back on wrong. That's genius. Just start over. No, we're gonna fix it. Just take it off and put. Yeah. But there's some of the bits I'm like, oh, I just wish this was a practical effect, because the makeup stuff was all there wasn't a CG character anywhere. And by the way, have you seen Swamp Thing,
Uh,
the Wes Craven film?
uh-uh.
Okay, because the last 15 of this one, and this isn't ruining anything, with the Kevin Bacon showdown is the end of, down to being chained to something. The hero's being chained up
Oh,
and has to
really?
get out. And I'm like, is this? Is it an homage to Wes Craven's Swamp Thing? Is it just because it worked out that way? I'm like, it's the bad guy takes the medicine, the formula,
Mhm.
and then wolfs out, and then turns into, and it's like I'm watching it, and no one else is talking about this movie, and it's like it's an homage to Wes Craven's Swamp Thing, and it's also like, it looks like there's an homage to the Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk TV show the 50 years ago,
Yeah.
where there's a guy who gets the power of the Hulk, and he also turns into another Hulk. There's two Hulks. That's amazing. But he gets giant eyebrows and this big head of hair. I'm like, that's the same
Oh,
makeup Kevin Bacon has.
yeah.
I'm like, is this the this can't be. But it's not as bad as my grilled cheese sandwich, which I have to find out before I go to sleep tonight. But I'm like, that's really weirdly niche if they're trying to, like, and I'm gonna find out that, like, the guy who played the Hulk twin is the grandfather of Macon Blair or something like that,
Yeah, yeah,
It's just, this is the hell I live in. Tonight, it's got to be him. That's what it's going to be. It has to be grilled cheese sandwiches. Of course, it makes sense. That's the whole point of the whole story.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Just a heads up, we were at 57 minutes recording total, so give or take
Okay.
a couple minutes. So if you want to, should we wrap this guy up?
I think, is there anything else we're missing on this bad boy?
I'm sure there is a million things.
I'm sure that there's a bunch of things I know I've thought about asking you about, but you love this too, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
This has been such a weird year for horror movies, and it's
Yeah.
not like, because I mean, oh man, it's Bring Her Back, Sinners, this, help me out. I mean, the new Final Destination rocked. I dug Immaculate. I dug First Omen, which might have been last year, but this whole stream of stuff has just been so.
I think since 2022 we've been just killing it, like the
I
horror
don't know what it
genre. I was talking to my wife about it. It felt like it was like 2019-ish until 2021, 22-ish. It felt like trauma horror was kind of like the thing that, like, everyone was making movies about trauma or about grief or about, and then from 2022 until like now, we've just gotten like just weird, crazy stuff. I mean, you got The Substance that is up for,
Yeah.
it almost won an Oscar for Best Picture. Like, what world are we living in right now? Substance was such an insane movie. I watched it with like the biggest grin on my face, and I was like, I can't believe someone got permission to make this movie. Or,
we watched that like the 2 days before the Oscars, and I kind of forgot that it was, you forget the more you get into it, you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then just completely forget about it. And then we're watching the Oscars, and then Conan O'Brien does a bit on The Substance in the dressing room. I'm like, oh, that's right. That really happened. That's a thing.
Yeah. So
do you think it's COVID? Do you think it's COVID, or is it all the strikes they had?
I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't think about that aspect of it, but it's very possible.
I mean, this could be everyone sitting there writing, and like before this, everyone has to be a sequel or a remake or a reboot. I mean, I enjoyed the new Halloweens. I'm not a bit like, that's it.
I have a bit of a crackpot theory, actually.
I want to hear this.
So,
your crack pipe. Oh, pot.
I want to say, is it 2014? a little video game came out that was very popular called Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know if you've heard of this or not.
I've heard of the game.
It was huge. Kids loved this game so much. It was like everywhere. It's still everywhere. It's still inescapable. I think there's like probably 20 of them now. And I feel like that game was like a hard injection of horror into a bunch of young people.
Like a gateway drug kind of thing.
Exactly.
Like
and
Goosebumps was 20 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that those kids grew up and are now just horror consumers. I think there's just a bunch of money in horror right now because you see these horror movies are constantly, breaking records and stuff. That was unheard of prior to, very recently. And I think that's causing more people to invest into horror movies. It just feels like I don't want to put everything on this game because,
that makes sense though. Cause there's gotta be something that made, and I'm not saying everyone's copying that, but if it created like an audience, if it was like a gateway thing, it made the investors aware of, hey, let's do something like that. Because you see the movie's any good?
I liked the movie. It definitely was not. It's made for younger people, I would say.
Okay.
But it also has Matthew Lillard in it, so it's always going to be a slam dunk in my mind.
You got to see Life of Chuck. He's so good in that.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But another Five Nights at Freddy's kind of 1-2 punch too because it was just made by one guy. It's very. Are you familiar with it at all? I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer before Toxic, and my kids mentioned that I should watch it. I think it's on Paramount right now, and I'm like, oh, I will. And I'm like, I will.
Yeah.
Just
because the game is just such a simple premise. You're a security guard. You're looking at cameras, and there's animatronics that I don't even know if in the first game they ever move on screen, but like as you're switching from camera to camera, they pop up in different places. Eventually they start getting closer and closer to you. You have a limited supply of energy that you could close the doors. And for whatever reason, having the doors closed costs energy or whatever. But
it's like grandma always said,
yeah, exactly. It's very simple, is my point. It's a very simple game, and it was made very easily, and it allowed him to keep making them. I think he made like 4 before he handed the franchise off to somebody else. But and it caused a bunch of other people to make their own versions and stuff. And I really think that
that could be the secret right there, the handing off. It's not just one guy beating it to death.
Yeah.
Like anything else, but like if it is that whole, and it's interesting.
We should you should watch that movie and maybe we could talk about it. Cause I do think that that the video game and just Five Nights at Freddy's in general is very important to modern horror where we're at right now, I think.
That's interesting. Yeah, I never thought about that. I was always thinking it was more like because that would explain. You said 2014. You said
around there.
So that would explain why It Chapter 1 made $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's got some Stranger Things and all that kind of stuff. But even why Stranger Things was so popular, like that came out of nowhere. But if there was a game that everyone's playing and no one notices games ever, as far as the money people, if that made an audience, it's sort of like, hey kids, try this. It's in the back of the van. That totally tracks. That would be the start of it. So we owe. How do you make this work? Bring Her Back. We owe to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yep.
Finally getting The Long Walk in a couple weeks here.
Yeah.
Is due to that. That's funny. That's funny.
I'm in for that movie just for Mark Hamill. I actually don't even really care about I've read the book and I didn't care for it that much. It's like one of my least favorite Stephen King stories, which is like not saying that much negatively. Like I still like it. It's still very good.
It's still King. It's just not Pet Cemetery and whatnot. Yeah.
It's not high on my list of adaptations that I'm.
See, that was one I had a free Audible for the audiobook. And it was one of my like mowing the lawns, dishes.
That's a great audiobook.
That
would be a great one to listen to.
It's so, and so anyone that talks about it, I'm going, I kind of want to read the book now. Just to see how it does, but I'm going, because it's a guy, they walk.
Yeah,
that sounds absolutely like they'd be the worst thing ever. I love we're getting the Long Walk and the Running Man like back to back.
Oh yeah,
like 2 Bachman books walking and running,
Right.
Next year we're getting the sitting dude,
It's gonna be the pedestrian trilogy.
Mark Hamill's in all three somehow. Yeah.
I'm down.
No, the long walk looks really. I'm trying to avoid as much as I can so it doesn't get if they change anything. But the Running Man, now we're just completely let's go for an hour and a half on this. Running Man's been my jam.
What are you having for dinner tonight?
Eggs and grilled cheese.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Running Man, I loved the Schwarzenegger one. That was one of the ones that was on that now that I'm thinking about it, the Nightmare Theater with Robert Englund. They talked about it, and they have all the shots of like I think of Schwarzenegger in the background. It was in Fangoria, so if I see it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's just like it's not quite Commando or Predator, but it's really good. It's got great lines. The Yaphet Kotto is always great. Then I read the Bachman book in college, and I'm like, oh, it should have been this.
Yeah,
this is absolutely the greatest because again, you expect this, and it comes up, and it should have been William H. Macy as Richard. Is it his name is?
I'm not super familiar.
Ben Richards. I was saying Ben Mears from Sounds a Lot, and then so for years we should have William H. Macy should play this, and they should do it now, and it gets too long. Now Macy's in it, just not as the main dude. I'm kind of annoyed that the main dude is like hot guy. It needs to be like it should have been. I'm not saying I know anything, but it needs to be it should have been Barry. It should have been. Who played Barry? Bill Hader. Like 10 years ago. It should have been a real guy who's probably he's nervous and he has these allergy to peanuts.
Yeah.
That should be the main guy. And then but the ending of the book, if they do that now, movies are over. They're never going to be able to pull that ending off as it was written.
I'm not familiar with how the book ends.
I'm not going to say a damn word.
Should I read that?
No, let's do that one totally unseen. Because if we come on here and then you'll say, I see what you mean, or you go, so the book didn't have the Care Bear save the day at the end. No, it wasn't the Care Bear stare. It was one of those things when King gets credit for like The Stand being prescient or omniscient, prescient, or The Simpsons. They told the future. The ending of The Running Man, the book it's not like telling the future. It's like, oh, did someone read this and do because he had another book that was like off the shelf, kind of like that. No, not in a bad way. Anyway, now that it's past your bedtime, you just woke out of bed.
Yeah.
As far as being a gritty, you see the Thumbprints movie. Next week we're going to the opposite. We're going to a beautifully polished, I think just as funny, and to talk about the film. And a little thing, Mary Herron's American Psycho. A special guest, our boss.
Yeah.
Oh. So if you think we weren't cussing tonight, wait till next episode.
I'm so excited.
This is one that we've got. I'm sure again, we're going in fresh, but my history with this book and the movie, I've gone from like, what is this to it's the best thing ever to like, this is the greatest thing ever. But it's the greatest conversation starter.
Yeah. I think I've had a little bit of a roller coaster ride with this as well. I've never read the book or anything, but I remember
book again.
Sure. I remember liking the movie when I first watched it because I was like, oh, this is a good movie that everyone likes. So I don't understand it, but it's good, I guess. To like eventually hating it because I'm like, oh, this is nonsense. Once I watched it as an adult, I was like, oh, okay, this is something. I still don't understand it, but it's special.
I think that's the whole point. Is once you admit you don't understand it, then it's like, oh, it's such a great. Anyway,
yeah. Well, we'll save
on next episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Danny will cancel on us, so that'll be next week, and I look forward to that. And this is maybe we have to come back at some point and do some more trauma.
Yeah,
do a couple other films because this would be a good guest one. Find someone else that loves this.
We need to find a third trauma head.
Most of them are in prison though. So.
See, I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know anyone personally. So you can find us. Our socials are on screen there. TDMMVI pod at everywhere, pretty much. You can also email us at tdmmvipod@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. If you've seen. Oh, this is a good question for listeners. If you have seen the remake and you haven't seen the original. Let us know what your thoughts are because that's kind of a unique perspective. I feel like, especially with this movie, it's not didn't get a huge release, and not a lot of people are going to see it. So I imagine most people who do watch it probably have seen the original. So,
or if you have seen it, did you know that it was a remake? Because it's such
that
a
would be
obscure, yeah. But it basically, I want to know what people that saw it, what they thought of it.
Yeah,
just because no one's talking about it in our spheres. I mean, the rest of the world is they're not in prison like we are. So anyway, good call doing these back to back. We would talk about these separately, but I'm glad we pulled the trigger and did the remake and the original.
Yeah.
Such a fun little, happy little, joyful.
Just good time.
Film.
It's a good time. Yeah. All right, yeah. Until next time, I'm Jesse Spitzer,
and I'm Jerry Lees,
and this was Double Movie View It podcast. I don't know if I said it at the end usually or not, but I said it now. Okay, bye.
And thank you for saying it.
You're welcome. Thank you for thanking me.